Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Nick at BarBend.com, and today I'm going to be comparing two very popular meal replacements, Ample and Ample K. Ample is a meal replacement company that was founded in 2015 by Connor Young, and it's pretty unusual compared to other meal replacements on the industry, partly because they're not actually that nutritious. They don't have a lot of vitamins and minerals. Instead, the goal here is to help to give you a dose of antioxidants and to help to curb hunger and help to satiate appetite and to improve gut health as well. So they do have lots of ingredients for that, vitamins and minerals. Not so much. Now the Ample K is a lot higher in fat because it is a keto-friendly product. I'm going to get into the nutrition in just a second, but first I'm going to answer the question that most people ask me first: what's the difference in the taste? So both of these products have pretty similar tastes. A big feature of Ample is that they don't contain any artificial ingredients or sweeteners or flavors. So what's used for flavoring here is, well, there is some natural flavoring, but there's also cinnamon and lemon juice and cocoa and salt. What you actually come up with, because both of them have a pretty good amount of fat, when combined with those flavorings, you honestly get a drink that tastes quite a bit like shortbread. I'm a really big fan of it myself. When you look at the nutrition, the Ample K is a lot higher in fat and a lot lower in carbohydrates. Personally, I think the Ample tastes a little bit more like a cookie, whereas the Ample K, it has obviously a fattier taste, but a lot of the fat comes from MCT oil, which doesn't have much of a taste beyond just being a fatty taste. I was pleased to report that the Ample K is almost as delicious as the Ample itself. It kind of depends on what your palate is like. Personally, I prefer Ample, but if you're a big fan of like a fatty, also some coconut oil kind of taste, Ample K should be up your alley. All right, so let's talk about the nutrition itself. Now, I'm gonna put the nutrition label for Ample up there and Ample K up there so you can get a good look yourself at the difference between the two. These are both the 600 calorie bottles. In the regular Ample, you're gonna get 38 grams of protein, 38 grams of carbohydrates, 14 grams of fiber, and 33 grams of fat. So it's a pretty even split between the macros, all things considered. Ample K, on the other hand, it has 17 more grams of fat, 16 fewer grams of carbs, just 1 gram less of fiber though. And there's also 19 grams of protein in this one versus 38 grams of protein in that one. It's a ketogenic product, so obviously it's going to be a lot higher in fat and lower in carbohydrates. The fiber hit is still pretty good, which is important on ketogenic diets. Where there's a really interesting difference, in my opinion anyway, is the micronutrients. As I mentioned earlier, Ample just isn't a great source of vitamins and minerals. In this one bottle here, you get 2% of your daily vitamin A and vitamin C, 4% of your daily calcium, and 15% of your daily iron. Like, it's not a bad hit of iron, but everything else, there's really not much to write home about. Ample K, on the other hand, has added vitamins and minerals, unlike regular Ample. So in this, you are going to get 25% of your daily calcium and magnesium and vitamin D, and 10% of your daily iron. Those are what's really worth focusing on. I mean, it goes without saying that a ketogenic product is going to have more fat and fewer carbs. The micronutrients, that's what I found pretty interesting. Now, as far as the ingredients go, these two products both have a lot more similarities and differences. I really want to emphasize that. One of the big differences that a lot of people don't pay attention to is the fact that Ample K is vegetarian, whereas regular Ample actually isn't. This contains collagen protein, which is made from the connective tissue in animals. Ample K, on the other hand, contains egg whites, whereas regular Ample doesn't. So if for whatever reason you're okay with consuming collagen but not with egg whites, you're gonna wanna stick with Ample. Another big difference is, of course, that this has a lot fewer carbohydrates on Ample K. So it contains medium chain triglycerides to help bring up the fat content as well. That's pretty common in keto products, but it's not that normal to see it in non-keto products, so I did want to emphasize that. The MCT brings like a sort of a generic fatty flavor. It doesn't have a lot of taste on its own, besides from just, you know that you're consuming fat. Ample, on the other hand, it does have a lot more carbohydrates. So to that end, it has sweet potato powder and green banana powder, whereas Ample K doesn't. This also gets a lot of its fiber from psyllium husk, whereas there's no psyllium husk in Ample K. It's just got a bit of extra acacia fiber. So those are pretty much the only differences that I wanted to point out. Again, there are a lot more similarities and differences. They both have a lot of ingredients that contain antioxidants like organic wheatgrass and organic barley grass, and they both contain 40 billion probiotic bacteria. So they should both have a positive impact on your digestive health, potentially. So despite the relatively minor differences in ingredients, there is a pretty significant difference when it comes to the price. I do really want to emphasize, first of all, that prices do change. Ample can change their prices depending on the month and year, the strategy, the sales, and so on. But right now, roughly speaking, the 600 calorie bottle of Ample, you have to get a minimum order of 6, as is the case with Ample K. When you're getting the minimum order of 6, you're looking at between like $6.50 and $8 per bottle. The price drops the more you order. If you go all the way up to 60 bottles, the price is going to be about $1.50 less per bottle. So yeah, you're looking at between $6.50 and $8 per bottle for Ample. When you're looking at Ample K, The price is close to between $8 and $9.50 per bottle. It's roughly $2 more expensive per bottle. It has the same discounts the more you order. Across the board, it's going to be, roughly $2 more expensive. And in the 400 calorie versions, in either case, you're paying roughly $1.50 less per bottle. In either case, you can subscribe to regular shipments, and that's going to drop the price by roughly 10%. But no matter what happens, Ample K is a little bit more expensive. All right, so those are the differences between Ample and Ample K. Besides the obvious fact that Ample K has a lot more fat and a lot fewer carbohydrates, it's also vegetarian and it's a bit more expensive, and it contains MCT oil. Besides that, there really aren't that many differences. They both have a lot of ingredients that are high in antioxidants. They both have a lot of ingredients dedicated to improving gut health, and they're both all natural. So they can both fit into any sensibly planned diet. It really just depends on what your individual goals are. That's it from me today. If you want to read the full written comparison, just Google BarBend plus Ample versus Ample K.